What's up, everyone? All right, welcome to another favorites and fails video, just singular. I've got quite a handful of things I have just fallen in love with, used so much this month. So let's just dive in. I ain't got nothing else to say. Let's start with the first thing that when I was sitting down to like plan through this video and I was like, what have I been loving? This was the first thing I thought of. It is this gloss from Maybelline. It's their Lifter Gloss. But I've loved this line for a few months now. This shade in particular, though, is a favorite. So it's this kind of sheer gloss, but it has this beautiful shift to it, but it still feels comfortable on the lips. And the reason I love it so much is not only is it comfortable, but I feel like I can pair this with any lip color and it looks so nice, but it also looks nice on its own. So it's kind of one of those glosses that, like, if you were to own one gloss, this would be a good one to own because you can pair it with anything and wear it on its own. So I'm wearing that today. I'm still trying to love the MAC lipstick in Yash. It's a color that I feel like doesn't quite look great on me, but a lot of you guys were really complimentary when I was trying to wear it in another video. So I was like, let me try it again. And I paired it with this Patrick Ta lip liner in the shade She's Humble, which is definitely a Your Lips But Better color for me. These are not necessarily favorites, but this one is, and that's what I have on top. It's just so pretty. Let's put a little bit more on, shall we? I just think it's so pretty. So I always, by the way, since it is clear, I wipe the little doe foot off before I put it back in because otherwise this will start to turn a really weird color, you know? So I'm actually vlogging my day today as well. And if that vlog is up, I will link it. But I kind of go through everything I'm wearing if you're curious in that video. If it is up, I will link it below. All right, moving along. This was a product that I have gone through so many hills and valleys with, and it took me, I feel like, until recently to really know how I feel about it. That would be the NARS Sheer Glow product. I think back when I first tried this, and I'm talking like 6 years ago, probably didn't have the right shade, but on top of it all, I back then liked a little more coverage. Now that I am more of a light to medium level gal, this is perfect. It's perfect, you guys. So I'm wearing it today. I want to show it to you with nothing on top of it, like no powder, no blush or anything. You can just see how it makes your skin still look like skin, but it's perfected. It really does give that look of perfect skin, even in person. I always apply mine with a sponge. I can link my favorite sponge below. It's that same one I've used for like all year. It's $1.50 and it's the best. Anyway, so this shade is maybe the most perfect shade match for me. It's the shade Yukon. When you buy this, it doesn't come with this pump. I bought this separately, and I think this is actually the NARS branded pump. It was pretty inexpensive, and I will say it's just so nice to have. What's cool is you just turn this to the side to be able to like close it, if you will, and then you just turn it to be able to use it again. So I do have a fail we're gonna talk about here in just a second, but another favorite is the Maybelline City Bronzer. So you may recall, if you've seen some of my other videos, that I love the L'Oreal bronzer. I'll put a picture on the screen. It's a little bit larger of a pan, and I get it in the lightest shade. And because it is much lighter than a lot of the other bronzers I have, I just find that I can be really sloppy with it and it still looks really pretty. Like, it's hard to screw it up. You know what I mean? This is a very similar tone. I have this one in the shade 100. And I just find that, again, I can be kind of quick and dirty with it. It still looks like I kind of know what I'm doing, and it adds that beautiful bronzy glow. There's no shimmer or anything in it. I think the L'Oreal one has this slight bit of shimmer, not like glitter that you're gonna pick up on the skin, but definitely a little bit of shimmer to it. So if you'd prefer a similar shade but without the shimmer, I would go with this one. So I recently tried this brush, and when I say recently, I mean like very recently, and I was like, Jessica, maybe it's too early to mention it, but I'm loving it so much, I'm mentioning it anyway. It's this Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush. I literally bought this so recently, but I'd shared this in this quick little mini Ulta haul I did over on my Instagram. It was like a quick 30-second Reels video, or reel. What would you call it? Just a reel. Anyway, my Instagram, by the way, is at It's Jessica Braun if you're curious. I saw this online and it looked so interesting to me because kind of flat on both sides, but it's still got this nice denseness to it so you could blend in concealer. So when I've been using it, I'll literally use one side for one eye to kind of blend the concealer in, and then flip it and use the other side for this eye. And that will blend it in most of the way, but then I'll grab my fingers and tap in whatever is kind of left over that hasn't been blended. So if you've been looking for a new one, this is very budget friendly and it's really, really good. Another product that I've fallen in love with recently are the Laura Mercier Blush Color Infusions. This shade here is my new favorite. This is the shade Fresco, and it kind of reminds me of Benefit Dallas. Actually, let's compare. I haven't actually compared these side by side. Oh my gosh, so similar. The Benefit Dallas is one I've loved for years, and it kind of has this like rosy, bronzy quality to it. This is very similar, but this one has a little bit more pink in it. And so I wonder if that's why I've been loving it even more. I just feel like it's an interesting color blush. I have a lot of peach colors, I have a lot of pink colors, and I love those. I reach for them on the daily. But this is one of those tones that is still so easy to work with, but it just gives this different quality to your cheeks. I just feel like it looks so chic and like put together. I can't explain it. Like business Jessie wears this. You know what I mean? It's like when Kelly from The Office comes back from business school. It does have this kind of glittery quality to it, but again, it's not super noticeable on the skin. It just makes for this really pretty glowy effect, and I just love it. I've tried a couple of shades from this Blush Color Infusion line, and I've loved every single one I've tried, but this is definitely the standout one because I just think it's so different. So another favorite, I'm almost done with the beauty stuff because I've got some cute sandals to talk about, some body care stuff, we got all kinds of stuff, hair care. This I pulled out of my collection this month and was playing with. It's the ColourPop Blush Crush Palette. I am one that gets very overwhelmed by brands like ColourPop that launch so many palettes, but I'm trying to get over that because I'm like, Jessica, sometimes there can be a palette you really like, and it just because it's from a brand that launches 18,000 palettes a month doesn't mean you can't still love one. But my fear, okay, we're gonna get into the weeds here, but my fear is that I'm gonna fall in love with one of these many ColourPop palettes, and it will be like limited edition and gone in 2 months, and then you can't get it anyway. I know that's just my own thing, okay? I gotta get over it. But this is one that I've had for a while and they still sell, and I love it. So I'm wearing it on the eyes today. What I did is I wet my brush and I went in with this shade here, which is Enamored. It just created this beautiful shimmery swath of color all over the lid. And then I popped a little bit of the shimmery Pop-A Bottle on top, and then just use the one to kind of blend it into the crease. It was so easy, but it makes for a really feminine, I know, you guys are probably laughing because you're like, Jessica, I can barely see that you're wearing eyeshadow. I know. I obviously like super simple neutral looks, okay? I know. I know what I am. But all of that to say is if you like that kind of a look, you might really like this palette, especially if you like the more pinky tones like I do. So just giving it a little shout out. So a fail for the month is this very expensive product from Patrick Ta. It's the shaping wax. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, guys, because my understanding is you use this wet and you take your spoolie and you get it into it and then you comb it through your brows. Every single time I have used this, I get gross little like wax balls all over my I really hit the word balls really hard there, didn't I? But I get these little like waxy bits all over my brows without fail. I've tried spraying this and then rubbing it in and doing it that way. I've made sure my spoolie is nice and clean before I use it. I've tried spraying the spoolie and doing it that way. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I hate using this because within an hour I look at my brows and it's just like, it's gross. Like I have to like wipe it all off and then just comb through my brows and just leave them alone because I'm like, this does not work. So please teach me the ways because I want to like this, and this was not cheap when I bought it or ever. Also, my little soap thing came out, so that could be because I was spraying in it. I don't know, you guys. What am I doing wrong? Somebody help me. But I really have taken to just using a clear brow gel, like the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I love that. The day I'm filming this is actually the day of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale that the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel is on sale for like 50% off. So I literally woke up this morning and bought that because it's just my favorite thing, and it doesn't give me any crusties. No waxy crusties. All right, so body care favorite. This is this Shea Moisture Daily Hydration Body Oil. I use a body oil every day. When I towel dry, I'll stay in the shower and throw on a body oil. I started doing that a few years ago and my skin is so much better. Like all of the bumps I used to have on my arm, gone. When I combine dry brushing with the body oil, they just work really well together. So I've been using the Neutrogena one for a long time and I've loved it, but I saw this one and it's from a brand, Shea Moisture, that I tend to like a lot from. And the price point isn't astronomical or anything like that. It definitely has a coconut smell. My skin is so glowy when I use this and it smells really good, especially for spring and summer. I think that I will probably, when I run out of this, buy this one again instead of the Neutrogena one. I could see myself switching back and forth from time to time. This one definitely feels like a heavier oil. Does that make sense? Like the Neutrogena one's a little bit thinner. This one's a little bit heavier, but my skin is loving it. My skin looks healthy, and especially as we move into like spring and summer where I live and I'm, wearing shorts and dresses more often, I want my skin to look nice and healthy, and I feel like this is really helping a lot. So highly recommend, especially if you like a coconutty scent. Okay, wow. This product, run and go buy this, okay? I was so taken aback by how good this smells that I was like, I would buy this in a perfume. Full stop. Would buy it as a perfume. It's the Heritage Magic Spell Texturizing Sprays. So texturizing spray I hadn't used in a while because I'd fallen in love with some that were really expensive, like $40 a bottle. And so I just stopped using it. And so anytime I wanted texture in my hair, I'd use hairspray. But I really missed what texture spray can do for you. So like for me, when I'm putting my hair in like a messy bun, I have finer hair. So if I'm trying to put my hair in like a messy bun, if I don't put some kind of textury product into my hair, it'll just be kind of limp. When you spray texturizing spray through your hair, including this one, it just adds this grit to it that makes your hair kind of stick where you want it a little bit better. A lot of times, even with like day one, like freshly washed hair, like today, I put a little bit through my ends here, like from here down, just to give it that kind of tousled look, and it kind of holds it. I've never smelled anything like it, you guys. I've never smelled anything like this. I can't describe it to you. It's like sweet, but not overly sweet. It's not floral at all. Like literally, I'll use this in the morning and like go about my day. And when I walk back into our bathroom for hours later, I'm like, oh, like it smells incredible. I would buy a candle that smells like this. Okay, can I talk about the shoes I've been dying to talk about? I bought these last year. I may have mentioned these in a favorites video last year, but I'm pretty sure they're still being sold. And not only that, I now know of a much cheaper dupe for them that I can also link below. I bought the dupe online, but I'm still waiting for it to come in. So I'll link it below. Make your own judgment call. Maybe I can update you quickly on Instagram once I get them. But these are these Steve Madden sandals that have these little spikies on them. Now, y'all know me, I'm not like the edgiest person in the world, but I love anything that's kind of shiny, and I love the way these look on. Every time I wear these, I get compliments, and so I had to mention them. This is kind of like the tan color. They have a clear one. I'm pretty sure they have a white one. And the dupe that I ordered of these, I actually ordered from Walmart.com, and they are white and they're rounded instead of pokey, but I'm pretty sure Walmart has a pokey version too. So I'll link whatever I can find below. But when I say a dupe, I mean they're like $15. Like they're so much cheaper than these. These are the Steve Madden brand. They're super comfortable, kind of shockingly comfortable. I feel like a lot of sandals, I have a little bit wider of feet, and sandals can be kind of tricky. These give room for the widest part of my feet to breathe. Does that, you know what I mean? Because of where the straps hit. Shockingly comfortable to wear. They're so cute. They look good with jeans just rolled up. They look good with shorts, with dresses. Like they kind of just do it all. So this next product is one that was actually a birthday gift from my mother-in-law. If you're watching, thank you. I love it. I use it every single day. And I wanted it because I saw Taylor Wynn talk about it. So it's from the brand Logitech, and it's this Logi keyboard. I think that's like their new rebranding. I don't know. But I got the light pink version, and what's so cool is you see these 3 buttons here. I have these Bluetooth wirelessly connected to my main computer, my iPad, and then you could connect it to even a third thing. The only thing you have to do once you've paired it the initial time is press the button, and it will take about 2 seconds, and it auto connects to whatever you'd program that to connect to. It's so smart. It's so simple. And the amount of times I'm like, oh, I want to type on my iPad, but you know, you got to kind of do it on the thing. This is so easy. And then I don't need 2 separate keyboards for my big computer and my iPad. So if you're someone that maybe you're working from home, maybe you type a lot on different devices, highly recommend. They have a couple different colors as well. I just got the like light pink one, and it's from Amazon. Book-wise, I read, I think like 4 different books this past month, maybe 3.5. I don't know. I'm trying to think of when one ended and the other began. But my favorite of what I read this month was this book called Hidden Valley Road. If you've read it, you know why I kind of have that reaction. It was so interesting. So it's about this family. It's all true. I mean, this is a real story about this family that was like a family of 12 kids, and like 6 of them ended up with schizophrenia. Really bizarre. So it kind of goes into their family and what their childhood and upbringing was like. And there are some really dark parts of it. And like I said, this is all just the true story of it. So you have to go into it knowing there are some really dark parts that were very uncomfortable to read. But it's so sad, like some of the stuff. Anyway, so it goes into that, but it also flips between chapters between the true story of this family and then like schizophrenia research and where that was at the time and how it goes through to today and what they know today about schizophrenia. And so it's beautifully interwoven. And at no point did I feel like it was crazy dry. Like given the subject matter, especially going into the research, every part of it was so interesting as someone that really doesn't know anything about that, but I'm just interested in it. I feel like even if you're not interested in it, it's still interesting. That is definitely one that I've recommended to a lot of people in my life. A lot of people are reading it. And I'm so glad because I want to talk to someone about it. So music-wise, I just discovered this band, and forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, but it's the Macarons Project. And seemingly they only do covers, but it's got that beautiful acoustic singer-songwriter chill sound that I just love it. I've been listening to the song Edelweiss a lot lately. I was listening to it this morning, which made me think like, that's who I want to talk about for music this month. But I really, really like their whole vibe. I feel like you could just shuffle all of their songs and every song kind of sounds the same, but in a good way. It's really good, like background vibes, chill music for sure. Okay, well, the elephant in the room, okay, for me, maybe not for you, is that one of my favorite shows, Superstore, ended. And I just watched the finale last night, and my husband and I I can't speak for him. I was sobbing. He was not sobbing. He may have been tearing up. It's such a good show. And I have to say, if you're someone, I know I've talked about Superstore before, but I was someone, avid watcher of The Office, like love that kind of show. And I've watched like nearly every comedy known to man. And there's something about Superstore that was special, and I never would have guessed it. Like, we started watching it on a whim, and I'm like, oh, it'll kind of be like kind of funny. And yeah, I get it. It's a Superstore, haha. And when you watch the first season, you're instantly going to be like, oh, I see all of the character archetypes right there. Like, oh, that's the Dwight of the group. That's the Michael Scott of the group. But once you get past that, the relationships, the characters, every character is so strong and so good, and you end up loving them all. And the way that they ended it was so perfect. I have the goosebumps talking about it. So perfect. And it's one of those shows that will make you like laugh, cry, but then like tear up because of sweet moments. It's just got it all, you guys. And I think there's something really comforting in that it's a superstore, and we all know those kinds of stores. We've shopped there, And so there's a weird comfort to me, and I can't explain that. And I feel like in 2020, when we were all at home a lot, it was so nice to have a show that was really bright and mostly happy, and like that you care about the characters and it makes you laugh. I rewatched that show so many times this past year, but it brought me a lot of comfort, okay? So anyway, if you need a funny show to watch, it's 30 minutes, each episode's around 25 minutes. Superstore is my number one recommendation. Highly, highly recommend. So that's all I'm going to talk about. I have like 5 other things I could talk about, but I always tell myself I've got to cut it off at some point. But I hope that this was enjoyable to watch. I hope you're having an awesome start. An awesome start to your next month of April. Whenever you're watching this, for us, it's starting to feel like spring, and that is so exciting. Spring is one of those seasons that when I was younger, I was like, spring sucks, like it's so rainy. But now as an adult, I feel like spring has quickly become one of my favorite seasons because it's that sense of renewal and that sense of hope and just changing and getting out of the dark winter and into these brighter months ahead. Corny, I know, but I don't care, man. I love spring. So I love you all. If you want to watch more of my monthly favorites and fails, I'll link my playlist. I do have them organized from most recent to oldest. So if you binge them, it'll start with my newest ones, which is kind of nice. But if this is your first time around my channel, or maybe you've only watched a couple of my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love if you subscribed. I do upload 3 videos a week. I do a lot of beauty and makeup videos, but I also do some vloggy style videos as well. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.